She texted, "Staying at Sarah's tonight. Don't worry." But Sarah was sitting next to me at the bar. I replied, "Say hi to Sarah for me." The frantic calls that started coming through when she realized. Original post. I, 29 male, was having a regular Thursday at Murphy's bar with the crew. Nothing special, just unwinding after a long week. Brett from accounting was complaining about his fantasy team. I was nursing my second beer, and then Lauren, the Lauren who was supposedly out of town, walks in. Lauren's my girlfriend of almost 3 years. Correction, my girlfriend who lives in my apartment rent-free because she's building her photography business. The same photography business that's been about to take off for 18 months. She sits down next to Brett and immediately starts scrolling through her phone. Doesn't notice me at first because I'm in the corner booth. Then my phone buzzes. "Lauren, staying at Sarah's tonight. Project ran late. Don't worry, I'll be home tomorrow afternoon. Love you." I stared at the text, then at Lauren, who was literally 15 feet away, laughing at something Brett just said. Then back at the text. The thing is, Sarah, Lauren's best friend since college, was sitting right next to me. She'd been there for the past hour, telling us about her new job at some startup. I showed Sarah the text. Her face went from confused to horrified in about 2 seconds. "What the actual hell?" she whispered. I haven't seen Lauren in like 3 weeks, and I definitely didn't make plans with her tonight. My brain went into this weird autopilot mode. The hurt would come later. Right now, just cold calculation. I texted back, "Say hi to Sarah for me." Then I turned off my phone. Sarah grabbed my arm. "Dude, what are you doing?" "Honestly, no idea yet, but I'm about to find out who she's really with." 20 minutes later, my phone was still off, but Sarah started blowing up. Lauren calling her, over and over. Then texts. "Why did you tell him? You're supposed to be my best friend. This is your fault." Sarah just stared at her screen, mouth open. She thinks I told you? She doesn't even know you saw my text response." Brett leaned over. "Bro, she's literally having a meltdown because she got caught in a lie. Turn your phone on. This is going to be good." Against my better judgment, I powered it back on. 67 missed calls. Yes, 67. All from Lauren. The texts were even better. "Ethan, please pick up. It's not what you think." Sarah's confused. "I am at her place." "Why are you doing this? Call me now. You're being ridiculous." The progression from panic to anger was almost fascinating. I took a screenshot of every single message and backed them up to cloud storage. Then I texted her back one word. "Busted. Update 1. So that was Thursday night. It's now Saturday afternoon, and holy hell, the entitlement levels are off the charts. Friday morning, I woke up to find Lauren had let herself into the apartment. My apartment, where only my name is on the lease. She was sitting on the couch like nothing happened, scrolling through Netflix. "Hey, babe," she said casually. "We need to talk about last night." I stood in the doorway, coffee mug in hand. "Yeah, we do. Were you actually?" "I told you, Sarah's." "Lauren." Sarah was sitting next to me at Murphy's. I showed her your text. She had no idea what you were talking about. Her face did this thing where she tried to look confused, but just ended up looking guilty. She's covering for you? Did you threaten her or something?" The audacity. The audacity. "So, your story is that Sarah, your supposed best friend of what, 8 years, is lying to help me. Catch you in a lie you told me. You're twisting everything. Where were you?" She tried tears. The whole performance, shaky voice, hands over her face. "I was at a photography workshop that ran late, and I didn't want you to worry. So I said I was at Sarah's because I knew you'd be okay with that." "What workshop? Where? Who ran it?" I don't remember the instructor's name. It was last minute. Show me the receipt. The registration email. Anything. I paid cash. To a photography workshop in 2024. Cash. Sure. That's when her phone buzzed. She grabbed it quickly, but not quickly enough. I saw the name, Trevor. Everything clicked. Trevor. Her client, who needed constant portfolio updates and emergency reshoot consultations. Trevor, who she'd mentioned maybe 6 times in the past 2 months. Who's Trevor? A client. Show me his contract then. Show me the invoices you've sent him. She stood up, suddenly furious. "I don't have to prove anything to you. You're being controlling and paranoid. Get out. What? This is my apartment. My name on the lease. Get out. You can't kick me out. I live here. No. You stay here. Big difference. And that arrangement just ended. Ethan, you're overreacting. I grabbed her phone off the coffee table. She lunged for it, but I held it up. Let me see Trevor's messages. If he's just a client, you've got nothing to hide. She went pale, then red, then tried to grab the phone again. I just held it higher. That's private. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get your stuff. You've got 2 hours. I'm not going anywhere. This is my home too. Actually, it's not. You don't pay rent. Your name isn't on anything. You're essentially a guest who's overstayed their welcome. Her mom called 20 minutes later. Becky, a woman who's never worked a day since marrying Lauren's dad, trying to lecture me about responsibility. You can't just throw her out. Where's she supposed to go? Becky, she lied about where she was last night and has been texting some guy named Trevor constantly. She can figure it out. That's just how millennials communicate. You're being insecure. I'm actually Gen Z, but okay. Not my problem anymore. Lauren spent the next hour packing while crying loudly and calling various friends. I heard her version of events. He's kicking me out over nothing. I stayed at a workshop and he freaked out. He's always been jealous and controlling. No mention of the Sarah text. No mention of Trevor. Funny how that works. She left around 2 p.m. with 3 suitcases and her camera equipment. Slammed the door hard enough that my neighbor texted asking if everything was okay. Then started phase 2, the negotiation texts. I left my favorite blanket. Can I come get it? Need my mail forwarded. We should talk about this like adults. You're really going to throw away 3 years over a misunderstanding? I responded to exactly one. The blanket will be in the building lobby by 6 p.m. Have someone else pick it up. Don't contact me again. Got a call from Trevor that night. Yes, Trevor himself. Hey man, I think we should talk. About what? How you been hooking up with my girlfriend? It's not like that. We're friends. Lauren said you two were basically over anyway. Oh, that's interesting. Did she now? When did she say that? Like, a month ago? Weird, because a month ago we were planning a trip together. But sure, basically over. You can have her, man. Good luck. I'm not trying to. Hung up. Blocked the number. Update 2. It's been 2 weeks and Lauren's entitlement has reached truly impressive levels. Like Olympic-worthy. First came the financial awakening. Turns out when you don't pay rent or utilities for 3 years, moving out is expensive. Who knew? She started with the mutual friends. Tried to get them to convince me to help her out with first month's rent somewhere. Because apparently I OWE her that. The logic was that since I let her stay rent-free before, I should invest in her new place. When that didn't work, she tried accessing our shared streaming accounts. Except they were never shared. They're mine. I paid for all of them. Changed every password Sunday night. Monday morning. Why can't I log into Netflix? Because you don't pay for it. We shared that. No, you used it. Big difference. This is petty. So, is lying about your location. She showed up at my apartment Wednesday night with her brother, Kyle. Kyle's this guy who thinks he's intimidating because he goes to the gym 5 days a week. He knocked on my door at 9 p.m. Yo, Ethan. Need to talk. About what? About how you're treating my sister. She's broke, man. You know, she put everything into that business. You can't just cut her off. Kyle, she lied to me, cheated on me, and expected to keep living rent-free in MY apartment. What exactly should I be doing differently? Being a man about it. Helping her transition. I actually laughed. Being a man about it? She's 28 years old. She can figure out her own living situation. You're gonna leave her homeless? She's staying with your mom. Try again. Lauren pushed past Kyle into my doorway. I need my stuff. You took your stuff. Not everything. I have things here. Like what? My kitchen stuff. You mean the pots and pans I bought? The ones you used? Keep trying. The TV that I purchased 2 years ago. Receipts in my email if you want to see it. She started crying again. Real tears this time, I think. But here's the thing about crying. It works until it doesn't. It works until you realize the person isn't crying because they hurt you. They're crying because they're facing consequences. Ethan, please. I have nothing. Trevor won't even return my calls now. Oh, that's rich. So, Trevor ghosted you? The guy you lied to me for? Damn, that's rough. Don't be cruel. I'm not being cruel. I'm being honest. You made choices. Bad ones. Now you're dealing with it. I'll try to step in again. Bro, just give her some money to get started. No. Come on, man. I said no. She's an adult. She made her decisions. I don't owe her anything. They left after Lauren tried one more time to get into the apartment to look for her things. I told her I'd call the cops if she didn't leave. They'll call me a bad name, and they took off. Thursday, got a call from my landlord. Someone, definitely Lauren, had called claiming she was on the lease, and I'd illegally locked her out. Landlord was cool about it, just needed to confirm she was never on a lease. Sent him the paperwork. Done. Friday, she tried the workplace card, called my office, and told the receptionist she was my fiancée. News to me, and needed to speak with me urgently about a family emergency. Boss pulled me aside. Your ex called. Claimed some emergency. I told her we can't transfer personal calls unless you approve. Everything okay? Yeah, just ex drama. She's mad I won't bankroll her life anymore. Say less. I'll let reception know she's not to be put through. Last night, Saturday, got a series of texts from unknown numbers. Clearly Lauren using friends' phones. You ruined my life. I hope you're happy. Everyone thinks you're a piece of trash. Sarah won't even talk to me anymore. Yeah, because you try to throw Sarah under the bus. My mom says you're going to regret this. Trevor's getting back with his ex because of you. That last one made me genuinely laugh. How is Trevor's relationship my problem? How is any of this my problem? This morning I woke up to find she'd posted some vague posting on social media. Didn't name me, but everyone who knows us would figure it out. When someone shows you who they really are during a breakup, believe them. Throwing someone out with nowhere to go and cutting them off financially is abuse. Period. The comments were divided. Her friends, OMG, are you okay? What a monster. You deserve better, queen. My friends and people who actually knew the situation. Maybe don't cheat, then play stupid games. Didn't you lie about where you were? Sarah even commented, interesting take from someone who tried to use me as an alibi for cheating. Then deleted it, probably to avoid more drama. I'm not responding to any of it. Not dignifying it with a response. The people who matter know what really happened. Everyone else? Not my problem. Update 3. Final update because this needs to be closed out. It's been about 6 weeks since everything imploded. Lauren's gone full scorched earth. After the social media posts didn't get her the sympathy she wanted, she escalated. Hard. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter from some attorney. Not like a real firm, just some solo practitioner she probably found on Google. Demand letter claiming I owe her $15,000 for financial contributions to household during our relationship. The breakdown was wild. $8,000 for cooking and household management services. $4,000 for emotional labor and support. $3,000 for career sacrifices to support my growth. I literally laughed out loud in the parking lot reading it. Sent it to my cousin Derek, who's an actual attorney. He called me 20 minutes later, also laughing. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read. She's trying to charge you for being a girlfriend. What career sacrifices? Her photography business that never made money. Apparently that counts. Tell you what, I'll write a response for free just because this is entertaining. But seriously, she has no case. You don't owe a romantic partner back pay for existing in a relationship. Derek's response was beautiful. Professional, but basically said, my client owes your client nothing. They were in a romantic relationship, not an employment arrangement. Any financial support provided was a gift, not a loan. If your client pursues this matter, my client will countersue for 3 years of back rent at market rate, plus utilities. We estimate this amount to be approximately $54,000. Please advise if your client wishes to proceed. Never heard from that lawyer again. But Lauren wasn't done. She started showing up places. Not at my apartment. I think Kyle finally convinced her that was a bad idea, but places she knew I'd be. The coffee shop near my office. The grocery store I always go to. The bar where this whole thing started. Each time, same script. We need to talk. You owe me closure. This isn't fair. I just walked away every time. Didn't engage. Let her look unhinged to everyone watching. Last week was the final straw. She somehow got my new girlfriend's number. Yeah, I started seeing someone. Vanessa works in the tech industry, has her life together. We met at a work mixer, hit it off, been taking it slow. Lauren sent Vanessa a series of texts. He's going to do the same thing to you. He's controlling and abusive. He threw me out with nothing. Just warning you what you're getting into. Vanessa forwarded them all to me with, "Your ex seems stable." I finally broke my silence. Sent Lauren one text. "Contact me or anyone in my life again, and I'm filing for a restraining order. I have documentation of everything. This is your only warning." That was 4 days ago. Silence since. Got coffee with Sarah last week. First time we'd really talked since that. Night at Murphy's. She looked exhausted. "Lauren called me 30 times the first week," she said, screaming about how I betrayed her, how I should have lied for her, how I destroyed her relationship. "I'm sorry you got dragged into this." "Don't be. I should have seen it coming." She'd been weird about Trevor for months. I asked her about it once, and she bit my head off. Said I was being judgmental. So she was definitely with him that night. "Oh, absolutely." She told me later, before she realized you were serious about the breakup, that Trevor had gotten them a hotel room. She thought it was romantic. Thought she could juggle both of you. Did she think I'd never find out? Sarah shrugged. "I think she thought you'd never leave. That you'd always be there to pay for everything while she did whatever she wanted. The entitlement is honestly impressive. Her mom's the same way. Becky's been calling me too, try to convince me to talk to you. Says you're being cruel. That Lauren's suffering. She made her choices. That's why I told Becky. She didn't like it. As for where Lauren is now, heard through the grapevine, and by grapevine, I mean Kyle's girlfriend who still follows me on Instagram, that she's living with Becky full-time. The photography business is on hold. She got a part-time job at some retail store, but complains about it constantly. Trevor? Gone. Apparently once he realized Lauren wasn't the low-maintenance side piece he thought she was, he bailed. Blocked her on everything. She tried to show up at his place once, and he threatened to call the cops. The mutual friends have mostly chosen sides at this point. Some stuck with her. Believe her version where I'm the villain. That's fine. They're welcome to deal with her drama. The friends who matter, who actually knew both of us, are still around. Vanessa thinks the whole story is insane. She really thought she could just lie and you'd never figure it out? She thought I was too comfortable to ever leave. That I'd rather stay in a bad relationship than start over. That's depressing. It was. But I'm good now. Better, actually. And I am. The apartment's quieter, cleaner, cheaper. Honestly, now that I'm not subsidizing someone else's life. I've been sleeping better, eating better, working out consistently for the first time in years. There's no dramatic finale here. No moment where Lauren realizes her mistakes and apologizes. No redemption arc. She's still out there, probably telling people I'm terrible, probably blaming everyone but herself. That text, though, "Say hi to Sarah for me," still makes me smile. For words that unraveled 3 years of lies in real time. Watching her panic when she realized she'd been caught. The frantic calls. The escalating desperation. People always say, trust your gut. My gut knew something was off for weeks. I just didn't want to believe it. But that night at Murphy's, when I saw that text and Sarah was right there, crystal clear. So yeah, she stayed at Sarah's that night. And it destroyed everything she thought she had locked down.